Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an OP battle mage in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So the battle mage combines magic and blade. You can also use a bow alongside this, so I'll be going over all of that. Now the thing is, with the battle mage, magic is the most powerful thing in Elder Scrolls, so you can actually do quite a bit of damage with this because you got not only options from range, but close range too. We can magically enhance our weapons as well to give ourselves a bit of a boost in terms of damage. As you can see here, we can take care of enemies with no real problem because we got range. If they come close to us, we can hit them with our sword. We're also able to use short weapons and staffs as well, although I'd recommend going with like a type of weapon like a blade here, which has some cool new animations. I think that they really did a great job with what they put out for this new remastered version of Oblivion. So yeah, with this I'll be going over all the attributes, birth signs, and ways to build this character. As far as the race and identity, there's a few really great options. The Breton is probably one of the most powerful options here, giving a resistance to magical energies. So in total, they get better spell casting, which is what we want, obviously, out of this. Shielded summoning and healing magic, which are both very useful. Every hero really does need a bit of healing, and summoning is also very powerful in Oblivion. Resistance to magical energy and higher strength, so you can wield swords a little bit more effectively, like a great sword you saw at the start of the video. The Dark Elf is also great, and the Dark Elf is really good in this game because there's a lot of dark magic or fire magic, and there's a resistance with the Dark Elf here. So they're also skilled with sword and bow, which is, again, a battle mage kind of uses all of the above, and they got improved endurance, which we really want to have high endurance because it's going to give us more health as we level up. As for the Wood Elf is another good option here. This is going to give resistance to disease, and they're nimble and quick and improved endurance, which is always a nice thing to have. Honestly though, for race, play what you want to play as. All of these can work well, so there's no real stress over that, but I'm just going to show you a few of those options there that I think are best. As for the birth sign, I still think that the thief is one of the better ones because getting a +10 to your luck is really good, as luck is the hardest stat to increase whenever you level up. It takes 4 of your 12 points to get 1 point of luck, so 10 points is a lot. But actually, the lady works very well here because you get fortify endurance, which is a +10 to your endurance and a +10 to your willpower, meaning you're going to have better health recovery and you're going to have better magicka recovery as well from the fortify willpower. You could also go with the warrior because this will give you increased strength for your melee weapon attacks and the endurance there, but the lady's a little bit better at spell casting. The mage will give you more magicka, which is nice to have. Wouldn't fully recommend going with the apprentice because you get more magicka, but you also get hit by it harder. The Atronach is also a very interesting one here because with this you can fortify your magic, which gives you an extra 150 magic. However, you can't regenerate it on your own, so willpower becomes kind of useless to you. However, with spell absorption, anytime you get hit with a spell, you have a 50% chance of absorbing it and getting your magicka back. So that is nice. It's a different playstyle. If that sounds something that you're interested in, you're going to want to have a lot of sorcery potions to regenerate your magicka, but it can be fun. It's okay. The Lord, however, is also quite nice, giving you a +15 to your armor rating and increased magical resistance by 15. You can get all your stats all the way up to 100, so like even playing as a thief, you still can get the luck all the way to the max, but the Lord is nice for those passives. Some of the other ones, like the Serpent Spell and the Lover's Kiss from the Lover, are not that great in comparison to some of the other ones that we got here, so in total, I would say the Thief is still obviously good, although it doesn't fully fit properly. The Agility is going to give you better it's going to give you better bow attacks. The Warrior is going to give you better stamina and strength, and then the Lady is probably the best here with Fortify, Willpower, and Endurance. So for a custom class here, this is going to be what the best one is. Now you can go with just their regular old, they have a Battle Mage created class, but I think going with our own one works well here. Now, Magic, these all get a +5 bonus, whatever skill we pick. I think Magic probably makes the most sense here, as we're going to be using Magic quite a bit. However, Stealth also has its benefits, and so does Combat, but I still think Magic is going to be best. For attributes, just give a +5 bonus to them. You might be tempted to go with Luck, because again, as I mentioned, Luck is one of the hardest skills to increase. However, the best ones for spellcasting is going to be our Intelligence and Willpower. A little bit of a bonus here, and Endurance is really good because it gives you increase your maximum health and how fast you regenerate health. So Intelligence and Willpower great. This increases your maximum magicka, so you can cast more powerful spells, and this will increase our magicka recovery rate and greatly increases our maximum fatigue. So these two skills can be very useful for a variety of kind of playthrough styles. Strength should be nice because this increases your two-handed weapon and bare hand attacks, and also increases your carry capacity and maximum health. Agility gives you better damage with your dagger, short swords, and bow, and regenerates fatigue a little bit quicker and increases the max fatigue. Speed kind of useless, increase your speed. That's fine, but we can increase that other ways. Endurance, again, very useful. Personality, doesn't really matter. We are going to be focusing on blasting with magic and attacking with our sword or whatever type of melee weapon we want to use. And luck, again, still pretty useful. Intelligence and willpower being the two best. Now for our skills. As far as our combat skills go, it's good to pick one of the above. So I'm going with blade. I think blades work best for a battle mage, kind of like a spell blade. You could go with something like the blunt, infects weapons that deal like blunt damage. So just pick a weapon type and focus on that. You could go hand to hand, but that doesn't really feel right for this. I think that blade works best here, and you'll find a lot of blades that have magical enhancements on them. Armor can also be quite nice too to repair your armor. I do think that light armor works a little bit better than heavy armor, because light armor you can make it weigh nothing, and also light armor just weighs less in general. It's not until level 100 that heavy armor doesn't weigh anything when you wear it, whereas light armor you get that a lot sooner. As for magic, I guess we'll focus on magic last. Now, light armor, as I mentioned, really effective for just survivability, so you can go with that. And marksman. I went with marksman because I like to have a bow backup. However, you can just go spell blade and not focus on a bow too. I just think that having bows, doing a bow attack, and then if there's someone that's weak, you can use a spell to finish them off. So that could work. I still think that sneak is really effective, so you can move unseen and be unheard, and increase your chance of pickpocketing. So with sneak, you can use this to get into an advantageous position to take out the enemy. Now for our magic, conjuration is very powerful in Oblivion. That's literally why you can see the Oblivion Gate logo on it, because it's one of the best skills in my opinion. And destruction magic, obviously this is going to be your elemental damages and ones that weaken the enemy. So destruction being very powerful, and obviously these two are the ones we're going to be focusing on. I also went with restoration too, because you do need to heal yourself back. So this is going to help it with fortifying your attributes, but also healing spells. Now for the last magic school, alchemy can be nice to create potions. Alteration can have some nice benefits like breathing or walking underwater, opening locks, and you'll get a lot of actually spells that allow you to do this. And you can also just get the skeleton key to unlock everything. Illusion will help you charm, conceal, create light. It's decent. You can command or paralyze targets. And mysticism, I think, is the other one that's great. So you can absorb magic, reflect damage, dispel, move objects, sense life, with sense life being extremely useful, and bind souls. So if you want to create soul gems, this is the way to go. So I think these four work best. Light armor, sneak, and I went with blade here. So as an overview, that's where we go with. I like to call this the bird lock, but yeah, this is pretty powerful. And you can see here the battle mage has alchemy, alteration, blade, blunt, conjuration, destruction, and mysticism. It's missing a lot of what we want out of this. Like picking two weapon types is not good unless you want to go with bows. And we're missing out on the restoration spells, which are very effective. Now, another thing with this class is we can use a staff. It's a little bit different of a play style, because with the staff, you're just going to be spamming your spells like that. So I like to go with obviously our sword here, and then I like to summon up a skeleton here to start. Go with whatever summon you get. If you pick the destruction, you're going to get that. It falls quickly to this bear here, but staying mobile is really nice because some enemies that we go against are going to be pretty easy to take care of if we're just moving around them like this. And that's the thing with using light armor, is we got that extra mobility. I always have my skills bound to there so that you can quickly just pop out a fireball or two to finish enemies off. Now personally, I like to use the bow as well. So we can go ahead with our summon here, and this is going to take the heat off of us. It gets one shot by these higher level enemies that we're going against, but the bow is nice because you can always follow it up with going like here, getting into a position and firing off your fire attacks, and especially if you have one that does damage over time, you can weave in bow attacks between them. This thing is getting right up in my grill here. But with the bow, you want to be backpedaling a bunch and casting your spells whenever you can get a clearance to do so. Again, you can also magically get a powerful bow that's going to do extra damage types. So spell casting is going to be quicker than using your bow, and you can weave them between your attacks. The biggest benefit of using sneak, though, is being able to get sneak attacks. Unfortunately, we're going against some of the most aware enemies in the game, but you can see there, we're able to, even though we didn't end up having to use any magic there, we were able to take out a target before it could get to us, so that's really nice. You can also go with like you can also swap to a weapon whenever they do get close to you, so you can see their sneak attacks are really strong, and that extra damage that they give is super useful. Now, whenever you get surrounded like this, it's best to try and move around, and if you can go with something like a skeleton here to be able to give yourself a target for the enemies to go after, so then you can just go with spell casting like this and just continually be moving. That's one of the things with the battle mage, is you get around moving around like that quite a bit. And then you can also bring out your blade if they do get up in your face, or use one of the cold touch or any of the close range spells that you do get. The nice thing with our summons is it's just going to tank for us to allow us to go after targets like this, and then we can go ahead with just taking care of them. So we're going against a very tough foe here. So sometimes just using the environment to our advantage is going to be the best thing that we can do by like backpedaling and jumping around. They also have a ton of health, so this is not doing very much damage. So yeah, with this, you do want to be focusing on just being mobile. And we took care of them with our blade. So this is a powerful spell blade and battle mage, I guess, combination in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Now I am playing on a bit of a higher difficulty here, so that's why everything is taking forever to get killed. So that is part of the game. Sometimes you do go against things, especially if you get to be a higher level in your spells. You don't have a spell that's of a higher level there. So yeah, with this game, it's all about what you find most fun. So go for the spell selection that you think is best. But let me know if this is useful, or if you have any questions, hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next one.